Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Matrix Money Podcast. You can see we got some special guests here that are going to help me host tonight. So welcome to Trade Intuition. Appreciate you being here, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, and JR coming from North Canada. Welcome. Appreciate you being here, man.
Thanks for having me. See what I did with the name?
Legend. I like it. There it is. There.
I didn't know there's a spot for that.
Yeah. Hey, nothing wrong with legend. You can be the legend. You're the legend. I'm surprised you didn't put ninja. But
I thought about that after. I was like, oh.
Oh man. Well, welcome in. The notifications are starting to go out. So as you're coming on in here, depending on what platform you're watching on, because again, we are here on multiple platforms tonight. So shout out to everybody on X. We're actually live on 3 X channels right now. Shout out to everybody on YouTube, 3 YouTube channels. We're on Patreon. So welcome to the we always got a couple of stragglers out there on Patreon. And again, this week we are live on Odyssey. So appreciate everybody being here for that. So please jump in, say hey, and we're gonna kick this thing off. Now I know you're saying, okay, that's great, but where's Jar? Unfortunately, he had a last minute family thing he had to take care of, and I reached out to these 2 awesome peeps, and they were willing to jump on in here and fill in the gap. So Jar will be back at it next week. So thoughts and prayers out to him with what he's got going on with the family right now. So but for everybody that's on Jar's channel, welcome. Appreciate you being here, and I'll try not to yeah, you know what, that's a good idea because I am thirsty. So yeah. quick drink. Cheers. Yeah, cheers it is. And
tea. I'm trying tea. Trying not to have so much coffee all day.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Well, listen, I'm gonna start this thing off because I'm hoping that these guys are gonna kind of come in with a lot of perspective and takes on what we're talking about tonight. We're going to pick up right where we left off talking about taxes. We're going to hit a couple of points on Canadian taxes as well as US taxes. So we'll start off with that, but then we're going to rotate in. We're going to talk about the drift hack. We're going to talk about the latest crypto regulations hitting Australia. We're going to talk about the latest crypto regulations in Canada. And I think JR might have some input on that. And then we're going to talk about the whole Bitcoin Faucet thing, that if you're on X, you know what's going on. And I got to say, it's kind of put me over the edge a little bit. I think I've reached my bullshit meter with regard to this space, but we'll get into that a little bit later on. Before we start, guys, how about we say a quick hi to the chat? Matter of fact, you know what? Let me bring the chat up so everybody can see. And hey, Kevin, appreciate you being here, man. I know Jar's not here tonight, but I'm sure he appreciates the fact that you're dedicated and here. Appreciate you. And Steve Hickey, there you go. Now it's a party. Steve Hickey's in the house. Hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you're doing well. I think, what did he say? I think I'm in the wrong stream. No, man, if you're on one of the YouTube streams, it changes, like I keep saying, with the verticals on one stream, the horizontals on another. It's, yeah, it gets a little confuzzling, yeah. Tech Man is in the house. Welcome, Tech Man. Appreciate you. And there he is. Damn it, Dave in the house. Appreciate Damn it, Dave.
I wonder if he's related to Dang It, Bobby.
Maybe.
Probably.
That's funny. I like it. Let's see. Who am I missing here? Cali Trader, welcome. Appreciate you being here. And oh man, bacon, eggs, and hash in the house. And you want to know what? Yeah, exactly. Yum, yum. I love that name, man. I love that screen name. Bacon, eggs, and hash. Appreciate you being here. All right, let's kick this thing off with everybody's favorite topic, taxes. I'm all right. Don't like blast me in the comments, but but it's that time of the year. I think Jar said, can you confirm, JR, taxes for Canada are like the end of the month, 29th, I think. Does that sound right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it does. Yep.
And for the US, it's the 15th. So either way, the calendar is quickly closing in for due dates. So now I put a link to everything we're going to talk about tonight in the chat. So no matter where you're watching on, even if it's Patreon or Odyssey, links are there. So feel free to go ahead and check all this stuff out. The only place it doesn't allow me to put links is on X. So I apologize, guys. If you're on X and you want to come get those links, come on over to YouTube, to Patreon, to Odyssey, and all that stuff's there. But this first sheet right here, Jar took some time with Claude AI. He's using Claude at this point, and put together some the top 10 points for taxes with regard to the US and with regard to Canada. And you know what? I should probably bring this up just because let's make it all official, like, because nobody sitting on this screen or Jar are tax or financial advisors. For me, I'm just some old guy on the interwebs. And again, you can see that right here on this first screen. Disclaimer, man, not here to be your tax guy. Find somebody local. Well, okay, probably two caveats. Find somebody local and find somebody that understands cryptocurrency. Just saying. Because I didn't initially, and boy, whoo, what a mess that turned out to be. Yeah. Anyway, so I'll tell you what, let's run, and JR, jump in with any of these, because honestly, to me, some of this stuff is very similar to the US, but some of it is not. Like, for example, you guys call it the CRA, I guess. That's your tax people?
It's just Canada Revenue Agency.
Canada Revenue Agency. Okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense, right?
And what's your guys' again?
Internal Revenue Service.
Oh, yeah.
So IRS. But okay, so Canada, in Canada, crypto is treated as a commodity, which pretty much the same here for the most part, or at least depending on once they get all this new legislation through. But basically, the note here says the CRA classifies cryptocurrency as a commodity rather than a legal currency. Anything you want to add to that, JR, before I keep moving?
It sounds good.
Okay, the 50% cap gains inclusion rate. So according to this, if your crypto activity results in a capital gain, the 50% inclusion rate applies only if half of your capital gains, sorry about that, guys, are included in your taxable income. And that portion is taxed at your marginal income rate. And this is why I'm not a tax person, because that was like a bunch of gobbledygook right there. I mean, I'm sure if I literally sat down and reread it again, it would make complete sense. But anything you want to, I thought I saw your hand go up there, JR. Anything you want to throw in on that?
Yeah, this confused me too for like forever. Just recently I found out it's not as bad as it sounds. I thought it meant you got taxed like at a 50% rate, like instead of like, you know how people get taxed and it's like 30% of your income or 50%, like a chunk or whatever.
Yep.
But this they only tax half of what you made, and it's at the same rate of your normal
tax rate.
Yeah. Okay. So if your normal tax is like 30 or 25%, it's only on half of what a guy makes, on half of it, and the normal rate. So it's not too horrible, I don't think.
No. Well, I mean, as
far as taxes go.
Yeah. As far as taxes go,
it's still like a tax. Like, I don't know, like in the street, I think dealers and stuff tax people too. Like it's kind of a pirate thing, but yeah, it's good. It could be worse, I guess.
that always can be worse, man. Always can be worse. All right. Well, thank you for that clarification. Capital gains versus business income. The critical distinction is if your crypto activity is frequent or structured like a business, which I guess makes sense. We have something similar here in the US, such as regular trading, mining, staking. The CRA may consider it business income, which in that case, the entire amount is taxable versus, instead of like a capital gains thing. Anything you want to add on that? Because I know you're trading and stuff like that there, JR.
Yeah, that sounds like it might get worse for me then later.
Hey, listen.
That's like more than half then, right? That's like the whole amount.
There you go. Wait, when we get to the US piece, starting this year, rolling into when we file next year. All right, got to keep the blood pressure. Joe, if you see that blood pressure coming up,
I see it already.
You know what to do, man. Okay, fourth point here for Canada, all major transactions are taxable events. So, and basically it highlights taxable events include selling cryptocurrency for fiat, trading one crypto to another, using crypto to pay for goods and services, and receiving crypto as income. So again, mining, staking, or business operations. All of that is similar to the US, although not exact, because the US treats certain things as ordinary income, like staking, that kind of thing. So there's that. But this is, again, right now we're talking through Canada. Point 5, crypto to crypto trades are taxable, which I kind of just mentioned in that last one, which is the same here in the US. So if you're trading, like it says here, Bitcoin for Ethereum, that's a taxable event. You're trading it from whatever cryptocurrency to Canadian dollars, US dollars, whatever it is, taxable event. So keep that in mind. And I mean, like I said, that's pretty standard, I guess.
You a question?
Oh yeah, by all means. I don't know. I know the answer.
No, I'm just speculating. I've tangled with the law before, just trying to think outside the box here. So, does that mean if we leave it in USDT, we don't get taxed on it until we send it to our bank account in cash? Trade it for cash? Because if we left it in USDT, it's not a taxable event until we trade it into cash or something, right?
I guess if it started out as USDT, that would be correct.
Well, what if it started out as like savings or an income and you were just like transferred it to USDT?
Well, according to what this says, and again, not tax advisor here. But according to what this says, it's was it this one right here? Right here. So receiving crypto as income, which USDT technically, I would assume, until your stablecoin thing, which we're going to talk about shortly, comes into play, it looks like that would be income and probably treated as cryptocurrency. So then that would be potentially business operations, or I'm guessing ordinary income if you don't have a business. Yeah, Joe.
Yeah. So whenever like you buy and then you sell, and if it's at a profit, that's your income. So that's why the government really wants to get into all your wallets so they can see if you're actually reporting everything like you're supposed to. Not just once you finish trading and then move it to your bank. So now that's taxable. They want to tax everything. And that's why it's super, super complicated, because I don't know about you, but I'm a trader. So I have hundreds, if not thousands, of transactions per year versus somebody who's an investor who's just buying and just kind of holding it, but not selling it.
Yep.
Right.
And to Joe's point, though, it also could be a loss. That's the other piece of this. So if you take a loss, then you know what? You can claim that as well.
But the losses are capped and the gains aren't.
Correct.
So if we made a bunch of money on trades in our USDT and they're tracking our blockchain or exchange, we could get taxed on our gains even if we proceeded to lose the gains in a period of drawdown, and then the drawdown would be capped, but the gains previously made wouldn't be, so we would get effed twice, or at least once.
Well, yeah, once for sure, possibly twice. And this is why I started off with saying not tax advisors here, guys.
Yeah,
go see your local tax professional who understands cryptocurrency. So yeah, Joe.
And this is why the crypto tax people charge what they do, because it is super intensive. And even the apps and the programs that help with taxes, they do a great job, but then there's still parts that miss. So of course your tax professional, they have to find everything, and it makes it super extremely. And for me, I don't understand how the government can actually do this. It's really based on us to say what we're doing, and then if they want, they can look into it. So we have to be as honest as possible. But it's impossible for us, because let's just say, for example, and I know I'm kind of going off the rails, but let's just say, for example, we buy Bitcoin, simple math, we buy Bitcoin at $1,000, and then it goes up to 2,000. Well, we sell it, we make profit now, so we get it, and then we buy it in again at 5,000, and then it goes down, and then so now you have to track all those transactions, and it's a nightmare. In my opinion, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare just knowing on your own spreadsheet, your dollar cost average and everything else, versus having to report it as taxes for wins and losses. And
and for the longest time, that's how I did it, on a spreadsheet. Now, I should have probably put this out there, because for those who did watch last week's episode, we started talking taxes at the end of last week's episode, and that's why we started off with it here, and Jar put these points together, because we did each reach out to some tax people within Canada and the United States, and neither one of us heard back from any of the people we reached out to, because one of the things that we were mentioning that I use currently and have been using for tracking the wallets and that kind of thing was Coinly. And so, and again, there's a link for that in the description. By all means, if you're needing something like that, please go and utilize it. It's a good service. They do have a free service for that. Obviously, not as it doesn't give you all the bells and whistles that you can get for reports and all that kind of stuff that you would find with regard to their paid plans. But the basic plan will do a good job with what you want. And Coinly links with a lot of the DEXs as well as the centralized exchanges. Most wallet providers, I mean, it's pretty extensive. They've got those APIs. So I've been happy with it thus far. So unless I come across something where somebody else is just doing it 24/7, but for me, unfortunately, I can't afford that either. But anyway, so yeah, thank you for that input, guys, because you're 100% right. And I can see we got a lot of comments coming in the chat, and I will get to you, I promise. I just want to try and pick up the pace here a little bit, because we're already past 15 minutes in, and we're not even out of Canada yet. But anyway, so where were we? I think we're right here, right? The adjusted cost basis, right? Is that Canada? Yeah.
That's where we were.
The adjusted cost basis. Yeah. Is the only allowed method in Canada. You must calculate your cost base using the adjusted cost basis, so the ACB. And that may be changing here in the US too, but I think they still allow you to choose the way you calculate. It's saying basically this averages the cost of identical properties. Capital losses can offset gains, which is something that I was just mentioning as Joe was giving that example. But like JR mentioned, your losses are capped, because they don't want you to be them having to pay out taxes because you took some major losses in crypto, because we all know that can't happen, right? No such thing as losses in crypto.
No, never.
No.
I have 3 Lambos.
I love it. Oh man. All right. The superficial loss rule. Now, this is something I personally never heard of. According to what Claude put together here, the superficial loss rule can apply if you or a person affiliated with you sell a crypto asset at a loss and acquire identical property during the period that begins 30 days before the sale and ends 30 days after the sale, which would disallow the loss. It sounds a little bit like wash trading to me, which doesn't apply in the US, at least at this moment. But JR, anything you want to add about that? Because honestly, I literally, before reading this, I'd never even heard of that. I mean, you don't have to. If you got nothing to add, it's fine. I just didn't know if you had any instance to deal with that.
I'm just gonna cut. Like, I want to try to understand all this stuff more and more every month. But until I have money worth throwing down the toilet, I'm probably not going to learn much about taxes.
True.
I get that. This one I thought was interesting. Foreign crypto holdings over 100K Canadian must be reported. Okay. I mean, I guess a lot of companies have that kind of countries have that kind of thing. Although I'm not sure if the US has it for crypto, but I'm sure it might. But for whatever reason, this came up in the top 10 for Canada. And of course, here are the deadlines. I probably should have just looked here before I was asking JR earlier, but right here it says April 30th, 2026. So there you go. So that's Canada. So the US, I know a lot of the viewers here are from the US. So crypto property, not currency. Obviously, we already know that they treat it as we own property. Much like Canada, short-term versus long-term capital gains. So basically, you got to hold, for it to be long-term, you got to hold it for 366 days. So a year and a day in order to qualify for long-term cap gains. And it gives you the different takes because much like JR was saying, it would be at your normal rate where here's some of the ranging right here, 10 to 37%. Mining, staking, and airdrops are ordinary income according to the IRS. I think the title kind of gives it the whole thing. Now this is started this year, just started this year. Form 1099-DA, which you're supposed to be filing with your taxes when you send all your stuff into the IRS. Now, realize that the centralized exchanges, Coinbase, Gemini, Kraken, whatever, they're going to be sending you this 1099-DA. But if you bought Bitcoin, for example, on Gemini, and then you, for whatever reason later on, send it over to Coinbase and sell it, Coinbase doesn't have an accurate entry price for that because you didn't buy it there, but you sold it there. So your 1099 is going to be inaccurate. So if you want it accurate, you're going to have to go in and literally fix it yourself. And the same is going to apply for Gemini. So realize that this is not a perfect system. And much like Joe was saying earlier, this is a flipping nightmare, and it's only going to get worse. And we're about to touch on that when the new rule kicks in for 2026. So starting actually in January of this year. So when you start your filing for 26 next year, you have to do the whole wallet for wallet thing. That was something that they tried rolling out, if you recall, what was it, the end of 2024 to just like jam it in 2025. And there was so much pushback and they couldn't get it all through. But that is through and it started in January. So keep that in mind. 1040 form has an actual, it asks you specifically for the last few years now, do you do anything with crypto? You have to answer yes or no. Here's what I was talking about earlier. The wash rule doesn't apply here. So basically, what's the wash rule in stocks and so on? If you sell a stock and buy it back within 30 days, it's as if that didn't happen because you're just washing $1 amount for the other. Cryptocurrency, you can sell it in 1 minute and buy it the next minute, and that no longer applies. It's just the next thing.
That's
so
unfair.
Yeah, I mean, keep that in mind, folks. Keep that in mind. Right here, capital losses can offset gains right here, $3,000. So that applies here in the US as well. Keep that in mind. Gifting crypto has limits as well, and it highlights them here. The annual gift tax exclusion was $19K for what we're filing 2025. Now, DeFi transactions are still taxable even without a 1099. And I mean, it's a good idea when you're filing your taxes to be just honest, like Joe said, as possible with whatever your filings are. I know people are going to be like, and as more and more of this crap comes into play, people are going to be looking for more DeFi options. But the IRS is basically reminding you, guess what? Those nice DeFi transactions, cough up the money. They want to know about it. And here, right here, this is the last piece, the wallet by wallet account. Now, just to clarify, that doesn't mean like, so for example, you guys know my favorite hardware wallet, Tangent, right? But
love it.
It is. It's great. But inside, they're not saying just your Tangent wallet. It's every wallet inside of your Tangent wallet. So every Bitcoin wallet in that Tangent wallet, every Ethereum wallet, every Solana wallet, every token, whatever it is, every single one of those. So in theory, you could have pretty much an unlimited amount of wallets in every one of your hardware devices or soft, hot wallets, etc. Guys, anything else you want to throw out there? And then I'm going to go try and catch up with the chat. And again, I apologize to the chat that I just wanted to kind of get through that. So we're ready to move on to the next thing here. So guys, you got anything you want to add? Joe, anything you want to add to that? And then we'll
just that it's basically impossible for them to, it's just impossible. I mean, they can try. It's going to be very difficult. And especially the ones that are honest, they're going to try their absolute best to do as much as they can to help the government tax them, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, I know, that's just crazy. Yeah,
like, oh, let me give you more money here. I made this much here on this wallet and this much here. No, but anyway, I just think it's impossible. But for those that are making large sums of money, you better do your absolute best to report everything, because they will look for you rather than someone who has $14.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly.
We're right. Safe, Joe. We're safe.
Yes.
For now, maybe. Because we'll see. We'll see. What about you, JR? Anything you want to add, especially for the Canadian peeps?
We're used to things like this.
Oh man, facts though. It's true, and it's only going to get worse as all this legislation comes out. And again, we're gonna talk about that when we get to Australia and Canada, because we ain't done with Canada yet. They got more stuff coming. Go figure. But anyway, let's again. I apologize to the chat. Let's try and catch up here. And Bedell is in the house. Appreciate you being here. If you're on one of my channels, put a Bedell emoji in the chat, please. Jesse, appreciate you being here with Jesse emojis in the chat. If you are here, let's see. Crypto Candy, appreciate you. Welcome. Let's see. I'm sorry, I gotta read them as I'm going here, guys. Crypto Change Me, welcome. Appreciate you being here.
Does dead on the inside count? Does dead on the inside count? Because most traders are dead on the inside.
There you go. I'm gonna say yes. No.
Yes, we can't be taxed.
There it is. There you go.
Trading killed my spirit and my ego a long time ago.
There you go. And for those who are just, because I see we just had a bunch of people jump in, appreciate everybody being here. We are again broadcasting on X, on YouTube, Patreon, Odyssey. We're everywhere. And again, these guys came in last minute to help me out. Jar had a family thing that came up, so he couldn't make it. And these guys, appreciate you for coming and help me out, both of you. Thank you very much. Let's see. Your first 5 years could count as losses. Put that, future gain. That's why they cap the losses, man. I'm telling you, they're not stupid.
Exactly
they know They know that you man. Think about
So then
it.
you only get to cut off like a year of your losses, and you have to eat the 4 and then pay taxes
And
on
pay
all
the
your
taxes
juicy
on the right. Yeah,
gains that
exactly
you
right.
earned through blood, sweat, and tears.
Exactly. And I agree with you. Crypto changed me, but again, you know, I don't advocate for any of that. My name's not Bedell. Sorry. Did I say that out loud?
When you were reading all the tax stuff, I was gonna say I'm gonna jump on the Bedell tax plan.
Yeah.
Oh man. And oh yeah, I did. It was a flashbang. Matter of fact, all of the ones I'm going to show you are flashbangs, with the exception of the last one. I couldn't get them to go into dark mode. I should have said that, and I apologize for that. Sorry, guys. Yes, flashbang. Let's see what else. What's this say? Ask Joe if he has 14. Yes, Joe. Yeah. Where's that $14, Joe? I know you're gonna have it.
I'm getting it.
All right.
Don't show it.
I got my $14.
There it is. $14, baby.
14.
He
Let's
showed
do
it.
that.
Now the government's gonna make it 11.
I know.
The
Facts,
buggers.
man, facts. Okay, I'm still trying to catch up. What is a wallet?
Ah,
I'm guessing that was you punking me right there. I'm
yes. It's like,
oh,
wallet. I only
Jesse,
have
I
my
didn't even
leather
see
wallet.
that. Thank you, Jesse. Appreciate you.
Jesse for the win.
Everyone's my favorite.
No, he said he's everyone's favorite.
Oh, I'm everybody's favorite. See, eyes. Thank you, guys. Oh man. Appreciate
You're probably
it.
still blinded from reading that white freaking.
Oh, okay. You get me with the flashbang. I understand. Jesse, welcome back. Appreciate you, man. What's this? My grandfather had a nice leather wallet with a chain. Yeah. Remember those with the chain you'd put on there and you'd hang that chain with pride? Yeah, I remember that. Oh, man. Let's see. American Maker, welcome. Appreciate you being here. Hey, Crux of Crypto in the house. He was just live. I appreciate you coming in here, bud. Thank you.
Yeah, the guy's an absolute legend. Crux of Crypto, super smart. Him and BC Port Corp, I put in the same class. Nerds. They are really, really smart. They know their FA, their fundamental analysis. So for anybody who wants to learn more about coins and just like the book stuff, those are the guys. And especially if you're like more investing, which I think is the smartest move to make. I love trading. It's very exciting, but investing is what smart people do. And Crux of Crypto, dude, is like top of the list. So yeah.
Yep. No, he's good. We actually had him as a guest on HODL the Line a few months back now. It's been a little bit, been a hot minute. But yeah, well, that was a great conversation. So shout out to Crux. Matter of fact, if any of the mods can get a second to drop the link to Crux's channel into the chat, I'd appreciate that. And now decentralized trading only, they can't. Yeah, well, that's assuming, just to throw it out there, and again, not tax, not financial, whatever advice you think I'm giving you, but keep in mind that that's assuming you have not doxed your own wallet that you're using. If you've ever used it on a centralized exchange, connected funds from one wallet that was on a centralized exchange to that wallet, yeah, you are doxed, just to be clear.
And the internet and cell phones that the government gave us to monitor us for the rest of our lives, they might be able to figure it out.
Excellent. Right. And Jesse already did it. I didn't even have to ask. Thanks, Jesse. You're the man. Appreciate you.
What's that country that doesn't tax? Is that Belize and Puerto Rico and stuff, where some of those islands and countries, they don't tax barely that much, people? Anyways, as soon as I make enough money to get taxed, I'm gonna probably move to one of those.
I'm moving.
Dude, I am so there. You know, once I make it to that level, sure, I love the US, but yeah, Puerto Rico's where I'm gonna.
I'll send a postcard and show you my love.
Yeah.
And American Maker saying he had one of those wallets with the chain back in the day. Nice.
So did
nice.
I.
Nice.
Yeah, it was the thing. Yeah,
I was pretty cool.
Oh man, that's so funny. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to catch up, but I want to get on to this. Am I missing anything, guys? You see me missing anything? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Andy, Andy's in the house.
jacked on coffee.
Yeah, there you go.
Cheers. Try
Yeah,
some
you
tea.
know what? I need another drink, so we'll do that. Yeah. Welcome, Andy. Appreciate you. Okay, we're gonna move on, and we're gonna move to the drift hack. Now, this is I don't know. I think it happened maybe a week ago, so this is not necessarily new news, but I wanted to just kind of get it out there for anyone who might not have. Oh crap! Hang on, more. Might not have already heard about it. So Drift Protocol suffered a $280 million exploit after an admin takeover. So basically, this had nothing to do with the protocol itself. It was kind of like a social engineering kind of thing. I'll read through this a little bit and then we'll discuss it and move on. But basically, how it unfolded, Drift explained that the attacker did not exploit a smart contract bug, but instead abused governance and signing processes within the Security Council. According to the team, the attacker spent weeks preparing this operation using a Solana feature called durable nonce to pre-sign transactions and trigger them later. Durable nonce accounts let users sign a transaction in advance and execute it at a later block, helping to avoid failed transactions. In this case, the attacker reportedly combined these delayed transactions with stolen or misused multi-sig approvals and gained control over protocol-level admin powers. Once in charge, the attacker changed key parameters, lifted withdrawal limits, and quickly drained funds from Drift's insurance and protocol wallets. Estimates from Drift and multiple reports put the losses at 280 to 285 million as of the date this was written. That's crazy.
Wow.
Now, I just want to go over this one other piece because I think it's interesting, and then I'm going to throw a question out to the guys who are here with me tonight. As details of the exploit emerged, on-chain investigator Zach XBT, and he's done like all of these hacks. He's come out and like basically laid everything out about these attacks. Turned his attention to Circle, the issuer of USDC. Obviously, he argued that Circle failed to act while tens of even hundreds of millions of USDC were moved through Circle's own cross-chain transfer protocol from Solana to Ethereum during US business hours. And he goes on to say, basically, listen, they've frozen funds for stupider reasons. Why did they not stop those? So, I mean, first off, hopefully none of you were involved with that particular protocol. If you were, please let us know in the chat. I'd appreciate talking about that. But what do you guys think? Did Circle not freezing those USDC? Do you think that was a choice, or did they just screw up and missed it? Joe, what do you think?
I'm going to say more than likely just screwed up and missed it. That's what I'm guessing. Or maybe part of the inside job. Hey, 35 million, don't stop anything type of thing. Maybe. No idea.
Okay. Fair enough. What about you, JR? What are you thinking?
The market's pumping rank, yo. I'm just taking
I know.
Yeah, Joe posted that in the chat. I saw that.
Didn't they say they got admin powers? So wouldn't that give them the ability to make it not flag and not stall the transaction? Like, he's probably the reason they didn't get flagged because he like.
You're thinking because of the way they did it? Maybe that's why. Because he highlighted their bridge protocol, basically the bridge from Solana to Ethereum.
Yeah.
So it's not part of the actual Drift protocol.
Okay.
But I see what you're saying, though, potentially because of the way that exploit happened versus a typical hack that we've seen before. Okay, possibly.
I think they're all inside jobs on. Like,
oh man, Yeah, it goes my blood pressure. Yeah. As you're gonna hear toward the end when we get to that last piece. Yeah, man. I
because they got a lot of money on the line. They make a lot of money. They can pay devs, they can pay programmers, they can pay hackers to quadruple 20 times check all their parameters and whatever, blah, 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 admin, blah, blah, blah stuff. They have the money to make their stuff run just as smooth as any other company. So why are these hacks happening? And
yeah, why is it happening? I'm with you.
They all seem shady. I don't know.
It's sad that we feel that way, right? I mean, seriously. All right, let me catch up on a couple of things. First, Sin's in the house. Appreciate you being here. Thank you. And Crux says, oh, really? Not good. Bags got smoked. Oh, crap, man. And I think I had a little like 500 in drift, not even going to. Yeah, oh man, sorry about that, Crux. That sucks. And hey, all set in the house. Appreciate you being here, man. Appreciate you. Let's get rid of that comment there. And yeah, man. All right. Well, we're going to move on, talk regulation now. We're going to start in the land down under with Aussie putting together their mandates for centralized exchanges. I'll read through this real quick and then we can iron it out. Australia has approved the first comprehensive digital assets framework requiring crypto exchanges and custody providers to obtain financial services licenses, bringing it under the sector under the country's core financial regulations. And it goes through this bill and so just cleared both houses of parliament on April 1st. And it lays out how they're going to start regulating these digital assets. The law introduces two new regulated categories under the Corporations Act. Digital asset platforms cover exchanges and similar services that hold crypto on behalf of users, and tokenized custody platforms that apply to firms that hold real-world assets and issue digital tokens. Excuse me. But this is something, and again, links to all of this are in here. I don't want to read through this whole thing, are in the description. So go ahead and check those out. But basically, we're seeing this from a lot of Commonwealth countries. And as Jar and I were having our brainstorming meeting about this, Jar mentioned that, something similar has already been going down in Canada with regard to this, because we're seeing it, but it obviously started in Europe. We've seen that. Matter of fact, I think Joe and I actually on one of our streams were talking about that happening over in the UK and stuff like that. So these things are happening. These rules, regulations, guidelines, frameworks, whatever it is you want to call them, are happening, and they're focusing first on what they can control, which are these centralized exchanges, because they and custody providers. That's the ones they can control first and foremost before they're going to think about attacking the DeFi space. Joe, anything you want to add to that? And then I'll give JR a chance to throw in his 2 cents.
Yes. It's so funny. When you have a panel of traders, because as you're talking, I'm taking profit. JR's on his phone taking profit. We're moving our stop losses, the whole nine. I'm telling the chat, take profit if you're in profit, because it's going to come down more than likely. It goes up and it comes down. But yeah, in reference to just everything being said, and this is why I believe that the SEXs, the centralized exchanges, will not do as well as the DEXs, the decentralized exchanges. And you have Hyperliquid, you have all these other DEXs, even CZ from Binance, and there's others. They're very popular, where they're doing their own DEXs.
Yes.
So in my opinion, I think DEXs are going to be the place to be, just so that you're not giving out all your information. And then, of course, there's ways, again, not financial advice, but there's ways of getting your money and to where it's not, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to get it from your bank to fund your DEX, because then or your wallet that you're using the DEX on, because then let's say you use that same wallet to fund your Blowfin or Binance or whatever. Well, if they get subpoenaed, well, then they can get that wallet, and it's like, oh, where else is this money going to? Oh, it's to this wallet, and this wallet, this wallet, and this wallet is using this, so they can connect the dots.
Absolutely,
So,
that's what I was mentioning earlier.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So there's a whole bunch of different, like you have, no matter how smart you try to be, there's always a way for them to potentially track it. So again, just cross your T's, dot your I's, be very safe when you're trying to do anything. But yeah, I think the DEXs will more than likely, as the years go on and the cycles go on, I think the DEXs will be more popular once everybody starts getting duped by all the taxes by using the SEXs, the centralized exchanges.
Yes, no, I agree. And I think they know that as well, Joe, because I love the fact that you brought that up, because that's true. You notice that a lot of these centralized exchanges are starting to build their own DEXs now, because I think they see that handwriting on the wall. Absolutely. Yes. I think you're 1,000% correct. JR, anything you want to add to that whole convo about what's going on in Australia, or anything else that we just said? Oh, I think you're.
Oh, there you're.
No.
You are frozen. Okay.
There we go. All right, no problem. We'll move on, because now we're gonna definitely be talking to JR first here, because we're gonna take a quick move over to Canada. The latest bill in Canada that is labeled as Bill C-15 basically is setting up Canada's digital finance framework, in particular for stablecoins. And now also in the description beside this article right here, I did put the actual link to the C-15 bill that's in Canada, straight from the government website. So feel free to go ahead and check that out on your own. But basically, on March 26th of this year, Bill C-15 received royal assessment that the law completes Canada's consumer-driven banking legislative framework and creates a regulated space for stablecoins. The Department of Finance confirmed that directly, and the Bank of Canada also confirmed that it will take on 2 new mandates, including the supervision of stablecoin issuers and oversight in the framework for consumer-driven banking. The real change isn't that Canada suddenly discovered digital finance. I like how they word that here, but rather that political will has now cleared a legislative hurdle. Because listen, I get that. I mean, we see what's going on in DC all the time. They can't get a stupid act out of committee to get it passed into the president's desk, right? So I understand why they word it that, political will is changing, that they're now realizing they need to get some laws on the books, if you will, with regard to this stuff. So basically, Canada now has a clearer institutional map for 3 linked parts of digital finance: payment service providers, stable coins, and consumer directed data sharing. I love that they put that in here, and that should honestly be probably its own live stream. So I won't let myself get down that rabbit hole. Anyway, payment supervision was recently already in place under the Retail Payment Activities Act. Now, again, it goes into a bunch more things, and it breaks down, I'll show you really quick right here on how these things are enacted and what they're thinking with regard to those. So please go ahead, catch that link or the link to the actual legislation in the description below. I mean, I guess this is just Canada catching up with the U.S., in my opinion. That's a U.S. perspective, looking at where we've already passed the Genius Act. But JR, I would love to hear your perspective as a Canadian with regard to what you're seeing with this kind of stuff and crypto and stablecoins.
Just sounds like they're like accepting it under the conditions that they can track it and do like follow us and tax us and
it does. Yeah, no,
just so they can just so they can get a little deeper in behind us,
Yeah, facts, man, facts. And I appreciate you keeping that not crypto on the rocks-esque when you said that. Thank you. But we can follow up on that on Friday. But anyway, Yeah, no, JR, I think you're right. It is all about the control. And
Yeah.
all of the countries, let's be honest. Australia, we just talked about, England, who started the ball rolling, or the UK, whatever the hell they call themselves now, who started the ball rolling, and now the US, obviously, with Genius Act, and now here you go. Canada jumping into the fray with everybody else.
Yeah, I hear the keywords like regulatory and then supervision, and it's like sounds like a whole lot of like if you had a school and you're trying to keep a bunch of kids in order and
you're doing this.
Yeah. Or it's like if you had your own kid and you're like, I want to regulate what my kids see and do and blah blah blah. It's like because you're trying to raise them a certain way and create the trajectory. It's like I just hear that and it's like, yeah, it sounds like government stuff.
Yeah, big time.
Joe, I know you're with me here in the U.S., but any 2 cents you want to put in with regard to what's going on up there in Canada?
No, just like what JR said, it's just more control, more supervision, more. They want to know what you're doing, so that it comes down to money. You know, they want to know what you're doing, so they can make you pay more, and it really, it's horrible when you have the mindset. I have a lot of taxes. So I have to make more money so I can pay, taxes. So if I want to make more money, then I know I'm gonna get taxed on so much. So I have to make more. So when I get taxed, it's a horrible way to think, but that's what ends up happening. So, yeah.
And it's like the treadmill, the rat and the
rat race
thing. Yeah.
Keeps us chasing. Nothing's ever enough because they're gonna take more, so we have to get more. Nothing's ever enough. They're gonna take more. We gotta get more.
Facts. And evil. Dave Digital is in the house. Appreciate you being here, man. Love Dave Digital. If you're not catching the Simple Terms podcast Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Eastern time, boy, are you missing out. Just saying. And tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time, we've got Billy Goat Tales and their X Space. Matter of fact, if an admin wants to drop that link in the chat, that would be awesome. Yeah. So Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Dave Digital. And 8 p.m. tonight for Billy Goat Tales. And Shuby just jumped on in here. Shuby, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. All right, so we're down to this last piece. So, okay. In the chat, guys, please, in the live chat, I'm going to assume, and I'm going to go read through the whole thing about the Bitcoin faucet that Jack Dorsey put out for Bitcoin Day, which is still ongoing. I think they're running this until either while money or Bitcoin lasts or until the 10th of this month. But if you took part in that, as it is, put a 5 in the chat. I'm interested to see. 5 in the chat, please. I was going to put a poll, but I didn't have access with Jar not being here. I didn't have access to everybody's streams, so I didn't want to just put it on certain channels. Did you guys hear about this whole Bitcoin faucet, like on X?
Was that exchange or like some sort of platform where they're giving people money to jump on it?
That originally the original Bitcoin faucet from back in 2010 was literally you could go there, maybe hit a like button or whatever, share it or whatever it was, and it would give you free Bitcoin. That's all you had to do was share, like whatever it was. And you got free Bitcoin. They gave out at that time in 2010 up to 5 Bitcoin.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the original. So anybody who's been around this space for that length of time, that's what you know the Bitcoin faucet to be. Well, supposedly Jack Dorsey brought this back for starting April 6th. We're going to read what they got here, and then I'll try and keep my blood pressure in check because part of the title it was how they use Trojan faucets. And this to me was exactly what this thing was, the way he presented it. It was a complete bait and switch and a Trojan horse. So, my opinion. Feel free to tell me I'm an idiot, but whatever. Anyway, Block launches a $1 million Bitcoin faucet. So Here's how you claim your reward starting on April 6th. And again, this is already in play and ends. You know what? We're going to just do the keys and ends on the 10th. So Block's $1 million Bitcoin Faucet launched on April 6th, which is Monday, yesterday, whatever, is designed to encourage it's designed to encourage practical usage of Bitcoin rather than speculative trading. Unlike early Bitcoin faucets, the distributed free BTC for simple tasks, which is what that was, Block's program will likely require users to complete meaningful actions. Okay. The faucet will run from April 6th to April 10th or until the $1 million reward pool runs out. And Block continues to deepen its commitment to Bitcoin through infrastructure payments, self-custody, and so on. Now, this right here is almost exactly what the Bitcoin faucet back in the day looked like. I don't think it shows the actual original picture here. Oh, right there. Here we go.
Oh, you're not showing the screen.
It's not showing?
No. You're not showing the screen.
Oh, crap. I was reading that, thinking you guys were reading along with me, and I'm so sorry. Anyway, okay, let me scroll back up so you guys can... I'm so sorry. Good Lord. So here's the article right here, and that's what I just read was the key takeaways, okay? And that's the picture that they were using to do the promotion. And right here, hold on. And again, this is their tweet for right here. And they obviously paid shills to promote this, by the way, which is another thing that was kind of pissing me off through this whole thing. But right here was called Free Bitcoins. That was the picture. This is it from back in the day. Explaining what Bitcoin was, how do you get your address or your wallet, right? Blah, 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 blah. That's what education about Bitcoin should be and was back in the day. You got legit free Bitcoin. Now, for this program, matter of fact, I forgot to bring up my screenshot. See, I got so excited. I don't know if I've got it where I can bring it up. I'm going to be looking in the background to see. While Jar and I were doing our session, I said, Jar, go see if you can get yourself some free Bitcoin, because I thought this was free Bitcoin. He goes onto the site, and it immediately directs him to do some tasks. He had to go to Cash App. Okay. He then had to go buy a BitKey. I'm going to go spend $200 a BitKey wallet, hardware wallet. And then he would have got a $50 refund. Okay. And of course, this was all run through a Lightning node. So basically, and I, again, Jar isn't here. He actually recorded the whole thing. Maybe I can get him to show it next week. And that's why I'm going to go back and look for my screenshot. Yes. Thank you. Advertising, but to me, it was them just basically pumping their own shit. Because who got the fees from Cash App? Cash App. Who got all the sales of the BitKey wallets? BitKey. Who are the biggest people promoting this? Cash App, BitKey, and the other paid advertisers, all under the guise of Square and Jack Dorsey. Now, and this is what I'm saying. I think my bullshit with crap here in this space is about done. You've got people like Dorsey, who's got more money than God as far as this space is concerned, and he's here basically mismarketing. I'll be nice and say mismarketing what he's doing and being like, yes, free Bitcoin. No, this is a Bitcoin rewards program. You go buy something, or you could have gone, I think one of them was you could go to Cash App, buy, I don't know, $1 of Bitcoin, and then you got a $5 Bitcoin reward back or something like that. Okay, if you were going to do these things, if you were already going to buy a BitKey, if you're already going to use Cash App to get your crypto, if you were going to go buy Bitcoin anyway, then this program was great, because why not get a little bit of Bitcoin back for taking part in this program, right? Why I use my Gemini credit card, because it gives me Bitcoin back for whatever I buy. I get it. But that's not the way this was promoted until people started complaining on X of which I will admit I was one of them. I was everywhere telling them this is not a faucet. This is a bait and switch. And I don't care. They can block me. They can whatever. The facts are what it is. Finally, I saw at the end of the day yesterday, I sent it out. They're like, no, it's not for free. No, it's not a faucet. Yes, it is marketing. Well, market it correctly. Market it as what it is. It is a program to get rewards back because you use Bitcoin and or these services. That's what it is. To me, why, if you really want to educate, and people are out there going, oh, this is great, man. He's educating people about Bitcoin. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's taking advantage of them, in my opinion. This is what's wrong in this space. Guys, save me from myself, and I'll go look for that picture so you guys can see my screenshot. Joe, am I off base here? Come on, back me up. At least try and lower my blood pressure, if nothing else.
Yeah, so I put Keith's blood pressure meter on the chat. It was going up. It was going up.
Oh my God!
No, I agree, 100%. Bait and switch. I didn't hear about it, but if I were to hear about it, prior to it actually happening and seeing the results of it, I would automatically assume one, it's either a scam or it's AI acting like him. For me, I don't do anything remotely like that because I'm so afraid of downloading a wallet or applying for something and then it getting into my computer and then being able to get all my stuff. So for me personally, I would not even mess with it. And if I did, it'd be on maybe another computer with the virtual computer in it to where I can maybe see what it is. But I'm always leery whenever I hear anything like that, especially if it's free. But in this case, it wasn't free. You had to do stuff and buy stuff. And so, yeah.
Well, and Andy's saying the same as a centralized exchange. Why am I getting my panties in a bunch? Because it's not the same as a centralized exchange. You go to a centralized exchange knowing that they're going to charge you fees. You go to a centralized exchange because of convenience. You don't go there thinking you're going to get free Bitcoin. And even when they say you're going to get free Bitcoin for signing up, you go there because you need to utilize the exchange. And if you get the free Bitcoin, bonus. And let me see if I can bring up that. Hang on one second here. I'm going to try and bring up that screen because I did get my screenshot, but I got to find it here. Let's see. Right here. All right. So for me, it wasn't even, did it come up? There it goes. For Jar, it was the $50 for doing all those other things. I went there. I didn't even get a $50 option. I got this, pay with Bitcoin at Square seller. So you went to a place who accepts Square, pay your Bitcoin. And then after you prove that you spent the Bitcoin, which by the way, I found out later had to be a minimum of $50, not counting the fees, to get your 25 bucks in Bitcoin. Again, if you're going to Steak and Shake and you're going to go do it and spend your Bitcoin at Steak and Shake, super, go do it, earn the extra money back. Great. But if you weren't going to do that, now why are you going to go out and search for a seller in your area to go ahead and get 25 bucks back? No, teach people you want to teach people how to use it, market it that way. Don't market it as get free Bitcoin. Market it as, go do this and then we'll give you a reward.
It's deceitful.
In my opinion. I mean, again, guys, feel free. You can keep telling me I'm way off base or whatever in the thing. But what's that? Will those maybe, Dave? Maybe. Maybe. Anyway, listen. I know I'm not alone because by the middle end of yesterday, I could see so many people basically saying the same thing. Like, yeah, okay, not what this is, or not what that, because they remember what the original Bitcoin faucet was in this space. It was literally go there, get some, put it aside, DCA. That's what they were trying to get you to understand what Bitcoin is, the proposition for owning Bitcoin, and then giving you the ability to go ahead and hold and hodl that Bitcoin. JR, what about you? What do you think? Any additions you want to put in with this, bud?
Sounds shady.
Doesn't it though?
From the get-go, yeah.
I wouldn't stand behind it. Like, I wouldn't try to sell that to someone if I knew the details and then say not the details. That sounds shady.
Well, and that's my thing. Listen, I got no issue with doing it that way. Like I said, I got my Gemini credit card. People ask me all the time about, do you got a? Yes, here. This is what I use. This is what I use it for. But I don't say you're going to get free Bitcoin. I always say the same thing. You're going to get Bitcoin back after you go and buy whatever it is you're going to buy, because that's the truth. That's the way it is. So I'm with you. I'm with you. Anywho, that really had me going yesterday, guys. I think,
Did
like
it?
I said, what's that?
Did it?
Yeah, I know, right? You couldn't tell, not at all. Like I said, I think I've just had it. My bullshit meter's just to the top of the scale because, and especially when it comes from somebody, I can't even listen to Michael Saylor anymore. Like, dude, you are so far from what the ethos of this space is. Please just shut your pie hole. And now Jack Dorsey. I didn't like him when he was running Twitter, but then he went to go and just focus on Square and start integrations for Bitcoin and Square. Okay, good. That gives these people who run regular brick and mortar businesses the opportunity to be able to accept cryptocurrency with his device, right? Makes sense. Thumbs up. But now, instead of teaching people about it, you kind of bait and switch people about it, because that just adds to the whole FTX of this space. Just saying.
What's a one-way smart contract, and does anyone here use them, or why is this? What's that? Andrea said no shadier than a one-way smart contract, but I don't know what that is or if I use them. So if those are shady, it's probably why I don't use them.
In my opinion, what that is when you can buy it, but you can't sell it. And there are contracts like that. So especially on very shady, like new coins that are just coming out, or someone who's just starting a coin, what they'll do is they'll have it to where they can buy and sell, but on the contract, they can adjust it. So they can take off the sell or the buy. No, I'm sorry, the sell. So you can only buy it and then you can sell, or they can adjust the tax on it as well.
Is that like those shady coins? Yeah, is that like with those shady coins when I go to trade them? There's no warning about how much I can buy or sell. And then I buy a bunch and I'm like, I'm into a trade. And then I go to take profit and it's like, you can only take profit on this much, not that much. And like all these little weird rules.
The liquidity. Yeah.
Well, that, and like I said, sometimes that you can put the money into the exchange contract, whatever, but you can't get it out.
Okay, so yeah, I don't deal with those either. So both of those shady things, I definitely don't deal with or endorse. Hey, yeah, it is. I guess it is the same amount of shady. That's why I don't like either of them.
There you go. And she agrees with me about Michael Saylor. Yay! I mean, it's so true though. And these are the people that would get first class tickets to be the ones headlining the Bitcoin conference. You know what I'm saying? How many Saylor's a given that he's going to talk at the Bitcoin conference, right? Dorsey, whatever. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, JR. Exactly right. Exactly right. All right, folks, that's what I got. Guys, I'll tell you what, I really appreciate you being here tonight, and I appreciate you stepping in for Jar again. Thoughts out to Jar. Hopefully everything goes well with what he's got going on with the fam. But JR, let's start with you because I've been starting with Joe all night long here. Start with you. Anything you want to throw out to the peeps about what you got going on, or anything else for that matter?
Join Piper Academy.
I can't say anything about that. Truth. Link should be in the description, and go ahead and do that. It's always there. And $5 a month, you get access to the Discord, and you see JR in there and a bunch of other good stuff. The DCA portfolio, etc., etc. So lots of good stuff there. All right. Yep. Thank you, JR. Thanks again, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And Joe, what about you, bud?
Just pay your taxes and don't be like Mr. Bedell. Pay your taxes. The tax man will come for you, and he doesn't come for you right now. When you start making money, he'll come for you and knock. Well, I wouldn't say even knock harder, but knock down the door. because, well, they want their money. And that's pretty much all I got.
Oh, look at this. Steve Hickey's got you guys' back right here. There you go. And again, don't forget, folks, we also have Billy Goat Tales X Space at 8 p.m. Eastern time as well. And there you go. Art of Crypto.
That's
at
why
8.
it's so lonely on my streams at 8. Just kidding.
Or at least on Tuesdays anyway, right?
Nah, I was just joking. It's pretty late.
Oh man, that's funny. And obviously Trade Intuition every night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, you're missing out if you ain't following Joe or JR for that matter. Appreciate both of you. Appreciate
yes,
it.
Indeed.
All right, listen. Oh, sorry, Joe. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, I just said every night. And I think
you said, I thought it was Joe. Oh, sorry.
No.
Okay. Yeah, every night at 8. There you go. Thank you. Thank you for that clarification. All right, guys, we're going to head out. Like I said, Matrix Money every Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Josh should be back next week, so make sure you jump in for that. He normally goes live at 1:30 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays. I'm not sure if he's doing that with everything that's going on, so watch for any notifications if you're looking to catch him live. And Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, these two guys will be joining me for Crypto on the Rocks on my channel. So make sure you're there for that. And see, I just saw Shuby chiming in saying, see you guys later. And Shuby will be there. Maybe Bedell will be there this week. We'll see. Appreciate everybody. We're going to head out of here. And thanks again, everybody, for being here. Guys, thanks again for helping out. Appreciate you guys very much. All right.
Thank you.
We're out. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for being here. Take care.